So I work in business negotiation. I'll tell you exactly what happened. What happened was that Scott Bessent and He Fang, they were negotiating this grand bargain, just the contours of this grand bargain in South Korea. China wants first and foremost Nvidia chips. Scott Bessent wants first and foremost access to the Chinese financial market. Okay? There was an impasse. So Trump just basically said, I'm not going to bring this guy. Okay? And then as Trump was going to come to China, there was a breakthrough. And Trump's like, okay, as a sign of goodwill, I will now bring him. Okay? This is how business negotiations work. This is confusing for people because usually we don't want business people to run politics, to run diplomacy because they are unpredictable. Okay? But this is how business negotiations work. All right. So this is just the basic framework for how the U.S. grand bargain will turn out, in my opinion. Okay? So to summarize, what China wants is access to cheap energy of the Western Hemisphere. It wants Nvidia chips to fuel its AI, and it wants access to the U.S. market, okay? Those are three things that China wants. America wants access to Chinese financial markets. Basically, it wants Chinese consumers to buy stable coins in order to finance the U.S. debt. It wants to better control China's AI development. Why? Because with AI, China and America are not competitors, they're partners. Because as I told you last class, the entire point of AI is to create a surveillance state. Okay? Now, America has technology, but China has a lot of people, and there's no privacy here. So in other words, what America can do is use China as a lab in order to test out surveillance technology that it could not test out in America. Okay? So America wants access to China's AI market. And the third thing that America wants is Chinese manufacturing. Why? Because Chinese manufacturing is the best in the world. So not only does America want China to continue manufacturing in order to buy US dollars, but it also wants to import manufacturing, Chinese manufacturing, into America and to Venezuela as well, right? Because Venezuela has all these resources that can be extracted and turned into manufactured goods. The Americans don't want to do it because it's too expensive, it's too hard work, but the Chinese will do this. Okay? So this is what the grand bargain will look like. Any questions? Okay, so these are predictions. This is the way I see the situation, and we'll know in a couple days if I'm right or wrong. Okay? So we'll talk next week.